Hey there Nintendo fans, are you ready for some incredible deals on the Nintendo eShop? Then you're in the right place. I'm Clarence and welcome back to Switch Mania, the channel where we bring you the best deals, reviews, and news for your favorite gaming console. In this video, we're going to show you 16 essential deals that you absolutely cannot miss in the latest Nintendo eShop sale. From action-packed adventures to thrilling sports games, we've got it all for you. But before we start, make sure to hit that like button to show your support, comment below which game you're most excited about, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome content in the future. So without further ado, let's dive in. Disgaea 4 Complete Plus is an addictive and entertaining turn-based RPG game that was first released on PS3 back in 2011. It features enhanced graphics, additional content, and all previously released DLC. The game is set in a world where demons have taken over and oppress the humans. You take control of Valvatores, a former tyrant who rebels against the government and leads a revolution to bring justice to the oppressed. You will recruit various characters, including demons, angels, and humans, and engage in battles using a strategic and customizable combat system. One of the positive aspects of the game is its deep and engaging gameplay that offers a lot of replay value. You can customize your characters, create your own maps, and engage in various side activities. Additionally, the game features an entertaining and quirky story with likable characters and humor that will keep you engaged throughout. On the downside, Disgaea 4 Complete Plus can be overwhelming and intimidating for new players due to its complex mechanics and systems. The game also suffers from occasional performance issues, including long loading times and frame rate drops. Overall, Disgaea 4 Complete Plus is an excellent RPG that is highly recommended for fans of the genre who are looking for a deep and challenging experience. B.ARK, or also known as Bio Interstellar Arc, is a unique and exciting shoot-'em-up game that was released for the Nintendo Switch in 2021. It features a team of animal pilots who operate a spacecraft and battle against a ruthless alien empire to save the universe. One of the most positive things about B.ARK is its charming and quirky characters, who are all animals with their own unique personalities and abilities. The game's cartoonish graphics are also impressive, with vibrant colors and detailed backgrounds that make the game's environments feel alive. The gameplay of B.ARK is another positive aspect of the game, featuring fast-paced action and exciting boss battles. The game's controls are simple to understand but challenging to master, allowing players of all skill levels to enjoy the game. On the downside though, B.ARK may not offer enough content for some players, as the game can be completed in a relatively short amount of time. The game also lacks online multiplayer, which may disappoint some players who enjoy playing with others online. Overall, B.ARK is an enjoyable and entertaining shoot-'em-up game that is perfect for fans of the genre. Its charming characters, stunning graphics, and addictive gameplay make it a must-play for anyone looking for a fun and quirky game on the Nintendo Switch. Adventures of Pip is a side-scrolling platformer game that was released for the Nintendo Switch in 2015. The game features an interesting concept where you start off as a single pixel and gradually evolve into a more complex character with new abilities. One of the most positive things about Adventures of Pip is its unique gameplay mechanic, where the player character can transform into different forms to overcome various obstacles and enemies. The game's art style is also impressive, featuring a retro-inspired aesthetic that gives the game a charming and nostalgic feel. The game's level design is also well crafted, offering a variety of challenging puzzles and platforming segments that keep the game feeling fresh and engaging. The game's soundtrack is also noteworthy, featuring catchy tunes that complement the game's visuals and gameplay. On the downside, Adventures of Pip may feel a bit short for some players, as it can be completed in a few hours. The game's difficulty can also be frustrating at times, particularly during some of the boss fights. Overall, Adventures of Pip is a fun and enjoyable platformer game that offers a unique gameplay mechanic and an impressive art style. While it may be a bit short and challenging for some players, it's still a game that is worth checking out for anyone who enjoys platformers and retro-inspired games. Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is a remastered version of the popular Japanese RPG game that was originally released on Xbox 360 in 2008. The game features enhanced graphics, improved gameplay mechanics, and additional content, making it a must-play for fans of the series and newcomers alike. One of the positive aspects of Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is its well-crafted story and characters. The game's plot is engaging and well-paced, featuring complex and relatable characters that you will grow to love throughout the game. The game's voice acting and music are also noteworthy, adding to the overall immersive experience. The game's combat system is another highlight, featuring a real-time battle system that allows players to engage in fast-paced action while using various techniques and spells. The game's difficulty can be adjusted to fit the player's preferences, making it accessible to both casual and hardcore players. However, the game's graphics may feel a bit outdated compared to more modern RPG games, particularly during some of the cutscenes. The game's camera can also be a bit frustrating at times, particularly during some of the more crowded battles. Overall, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is a fantastic RPG game that offers a well-crafted story, engaging characters, and an immersive combat system. While it may not be perfect, it's still a game that is highly recommended for fans of the genre who are looking for a deep and rewarding experience on the Nintendo Switch. Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch is a remastered version of the popular Japanese RPG game that was originally released on PlayStation 3 in 2011. The game features an enchanting story, beautiful graphics, and a unique battle system that combines turn-based combat with real-time elements. One of the most positive things about the game is its stunning graphics and animation, which are reminiscent of Studio Ghibli's animated films. The game's world is beautifully crafted, featuring a variety of colorful and imaginative environments that are a joy to explore. The game's story and characters are also noteworthy, featuring a heartwarming tale that follows the journey of a young boy named Oliver who travels to a magical world to save his mother. The game's voice acting and music are also top-notch, adding to the overall immersive experience. The game's battle system is another highlight, featuring a unique hybrid system that allows players to switch between controlling their character and their party members. The game's difficulty can be adjusted to fit the player's preferences, making it accessible to both casual and hardcore players. However, some players may find the game's pacing a bit slow, particularly during the early parts of the game. The game's camera can also be a bit frustrating at times during some of the more crowded battles. All in all, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch is a fantastic RPG game that offers a beautiful world, an enchanting story, and an engaging battle system. While it may have some minor flaws, it's still a game that is highly recommended for fans of the genre who are looking for a magical and immersive experience. Katamari Damacy REROLL is a remastered version of the popular puzzle game that was originally released on PlayStation 2 in 2004. The game features a unique gameplay mechanic where players control a ball called a Katamari that rolls around and pick up objects to grow in size. One of the most positive things about Katamari Damacy REROLL is its charming and quirky aesthetic, featuring bright colors, catchy music, and a whimsical art style that is sure to put a smile on your face. The game's premise is also unique and entertaining, as you roll your Katamari around various environments to pick up a wide variety of objects, from small items like pencils and coins to larger objects like cars and buildings. The game's controls are simple and easy to pick up, making it accessible to players of all ages and skill levels. The game's levels are also well designed, featuring a variety of challenges and objectives that keep the gameplay feeling fresh and engaging. On the downside though, some players may find the game's camera to be a bit wonky at times, particularly during some of the more crowded levels. The game's difficulty can also be a bit uneven, with some levels being relatively easy while others can be frustratingly difficult. All in all, Katamari Damacy REROLL is a fun and charming puzzle game that offers a unique gameplay mechanic and a delightful aesthetic. While it may have some minor flaws, it's still a game that is worth checking out for anyone who is looking for a lighthearted and entertaining experience on the Nintendo Switch. Mr. Driller DrillLand is a remastered version of the classic action puzzle game that was originally released on GameCube in 2002. The game features a charming and colorful aesthetic, simple yet addictive gameplay, and a variety of challenging levels that will keep players engaged for hours on end. One of the most positive things about the game is its simple yet engaging gameplay mechanics. Players control a character who must drill through various colored blocks to reach the bottom of the level. The game is easy to pick up but challenging to master, with each level featuring a unique set of obstacles and challenges. The game's presentation is also noteworthy, featuring a bright and colorful art style that is reminiscent of classic arcade games. The game's music and sound effects are also well crafted, adding to the overall enjoyable experience. The game's replayability is another highlight, as players can revisit levels to try and beat their best scores or attempt to clear them with different characters. The game also features a variety of different modes, including a multiplayer mode that allows players to compete against each other. However, some players may find the game's difficulty to be a bit uneven, with some levels being relatively easy while others can be quite challenging. The game's controls can also take some time to get used to, particularly for players who are new to the series. Overall, Mr. Driller DrillLand is a fun and engaging action puzzle game that offers a simple yet addictive gameplay experience. While it may not be perfect, it's still a game that is highly recommended for fans of the genre who are looking for a fun and challenging experience. Hack GU Last Recode is a remastered collection of the 3 Hack GU games that were originally released on PlayStation 2. The game features a combination of role-playing game mechanics, action combat, and visual novel elements, all wrapped up in a sci-fi fantasy setting. One of the most positive things about the game is its engaging storyline. The game's plot follows a group of individuals as they navigate a virtual reality game called The World and uncover a conspiracy that threatens the game's future. The game's narrative is well written and features a diverse cast of characters, each with their own motivations and backstory. The game's combat system is also a highlight, featuring fast-paced action combat that is easy to pick up but difficult to master. Players can choose from a variety of different classes, each with their own unique abilities and playstyle. On the downside though, some players may find the game's pacing to be slow, particularly in the early parts of the game where there is a lot of exposition and world building. The game's graphics, while updated for the remastered edition, still show their age and may not up to par with modern games. Overall, Hack GU Last Recode is a must-play for fans of the series and for anyone who enjoys a good sci-fi fantasy story with engaging gameplay mechanics. While it may have some flaws, the game is a solid addition to the Nintendo Switch library and offers hours of entertainment for players who are willing to invest the time. DORAEMON Story of Seasons is a unique blend of the farming simulation genre with the popular Japanese anime Doraemon. The game features an adorable art style and charming characters, making it a great game for fans of the series and newcomers alike. One of the most positive things about Doraemon Story of Seasons is its relaxed gameplay mechanics. Players take on the role of a character who moves to a rural town and starts a farm, growing crops, raising livestock, and interacting with the townsfolk. The game has a slow pace that allows players to enjoy the simple pleasures of farming and building relationships with the characters in the game. The game's presentation is also a highlight, featuring colorful visuals and pleasant soundtrack that adds to the overall relaxed atmosphere of the game. The game's characters, including Doraemon and his friends, are all well crafted and endearing, making it easy to become invested in their stories and relationships. On the downside, some players may find the game's mechanics to be a bit repetitive, as there are only limited number of crops and animals to raise. The game's story also progresses slowly, with players having to wait several in-game months for certain events to occur. Overall, Doraemon Story of Seasons is a charming and relaxing game that is perfect for players who enjoy farming simulators or who are fans of the Doraemon anime. While it may not be the most complex or challenging game, it offers a unique and enjoyable gaming experience on the Nintendo Switch. Taiko no Tatsujin Drum and Fun is a rhythm game developed by Bandai Namco for the Nintendo Switch. The game is based on the popular arcade game of the same name and features a unique drum controller that players can use to play along with the game's music. One of the most positive things about Taiko no Tatsujin Drum and Fun is its fun and addictive gameplay. The game features a wide variety of music from J-pop to classical to video game themes, and players must hit the notes on the drum controller in time with the beat of the music. The game's mechanics are easy to pick up but difficult to master, offering a satisfying challenge for players of all skill levels. The game's presentation is also a highlight, featuring colorful and vibrant graphics that match the upbeat and energetic nature of the music. The game's sound design is also top-notch, with each drum hit and note playing a satisfying sound that adds to the overall experience. On the downside though, some players may find the game's drum controller to be a bit cumbersome, particularly for players with smaller hands. The game also lacks a bit of variety, with most of the gameplay revolving around hitting notes on the drum controller. All in all, Taiko no Tatsujin Drum and Fun is a fun and engaging rhythm game that is perfect for players who enjoy music-based games. While it may have some flaws, the game's addictive gameplay and vibrant presentation make it a solid addition to any Nintendo Switch library. My Hero Wants Justice is a fighting game developed by Viking and based on the popular anime and manga series My Hero Academia. In the game, players can choose from a variety of characters from the series and engage in one-on-one battles using each character's unique powers and abilities to emerge victorious. One of the most positive things about My Hero Wants Justice is its faithful representation of the My Hero Academia's universe. The game features a wide variety of characters from the series, each with their own unique moves and abilities that are true to their portrayal in the anime and manga. The game's graphics and animations are also impressive, perfectly capturing the look and feel of the source material. The game's combat mechanics are also a highlight, offering a fast-paced and satisfying fighting experience. Players can chain together combos and special moves, creating their own unique playstyle for each character. The game also features a story mode that allows players to experience the events of the anime and manga in a new way, adding to the game's replayability. However, some players may find the game's combat mechanics to be a bit simplistic, with a limited number of moves and combos for each character. The game's camera can also be a bit disorienting at times, particularly during fast-paced battles. Overall, My Hero Wants Justice is a solid fighting game that is sure to appeal to fans of the My Hero Academia series. While it may not be the most complex or deep fighting game out there, its faithful representation of the source material and fun combat mechanics make it a worthwhile addition to any Nintendo Switch library. Digimon Survive is a strategy role-playing game developed by Witchcraft and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. The game follows the story of a group of teenagers who find themselves transported to a mysterious world filled with dangerous creatures called Digimon. Players must navigate through this world and battle their way through various challenges in order to find a way back home. One of the most positive things about Digimon Survive is its deep and engaging gameplay. The game features a turn-based combat system that requires players to strategically choose which Digimon to use in battle and which moves to use against their opponents. The game also features a branching narrative, allowing players to make choices that will affect the story and lead to a different ending. The game's presentation is also a highlight, featuring beautiful hand-drawn art and animations that perfectly capture the look and feel of the Digimon universe. The game's soundtrack is also excellent, featuring a mix of upbeat and atmospheric tracks that add to the overall experience. However, some players may find the game's difficulty to be a bit high, particularly in the later stages of the game. The game's pacing can also be a bit slow at times, with a lot of dialogue and exposition that can drag on. Overall, Digimon Survive is a must-play for fans of the Digimon series and strategy RPGs. While it may have some flaws, the game's engaging gameplay, beautiful presentation, and branching narrative make it a unique and worthwhile addition to any Nintendo Switch library. God Eater 3 is an action role-playing game developed by Marvelous and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. The game is set in a post-apocalyptic world where players take on the role of a God Eater, a special soldier who can wield powerful weapons and battle against monstrous creatures known as Aragami. One of the most positive things about God Eater 3 is its fast-paced and intense combat system. Players can choose from a variety of weapons, each with their own unique abilities and playstyles, and use them to take down giant Aragami origami in epic battles. The game's graphics and animations are also impressive, making each battle a visually stunning spectacle. The game's story mode is also engaging, featuring a cast of interesting characters and a plot that keeps players engaged throughout. The game's world is also well realized, with a detailed lore and backstory that adds to the game's overall atmosphere. However, some players may find the game's difficulty to be a bit high, particularly in the later stages of the game. The game can also feel a bit repetitive at times, with a lot of similar battles against different origami. All in all, God Eater 3 is a solid action RPG that is sure to appeal to fans of the genre. Its fast-paced combat, engaging story, and impressive graphics make it a worthwhile addition to your library. Haven is an adventure role-playing game developed by the game makers. The game follows the story of two lovers, Yu and Kei, who have escaped to a deserted planet to be together. Players take control of both characters as they explore their new world, gather resources, and battle against hostile creatures. One of the most positive things about Haven is its beautiful and vibrant world. The game's graphics are colorful and unique, with a style that perfectly captures the game's sense of adventure and wonder. The game's soundtrack is also a standout, featuring a mix of electronic and orchestral tracks that perfectly complements the game's aesthetics. The game's story and characters are also a highlight, featuring a touching and emotional love story between Yu and Kei. The game's dialogue is well written and the voice acting is top-notch, bringing the characters to life in a way that makes players care about them and their journey. On the downside though, some players may find the game's combat system to be a bit simplistic, with a limited number of moves and strategies available. The game can also feel a bit slow-paced at times, with a lot of walking and exploring between combat encounters. Overall, Haven is a unique and engaging adventure RPG that is sure to appeal to fans of the genre. Its beautiful world, touching story, and memorable characters make it a must-play for anyone looking for a game that is both charming and emotional. Skyrogue is an action-packed arcade-style flight simulator game developed by Fractal Phase. The game puts players in the cockpit of a fighter jet as they engage in intense dogfights against enemy planes, ground targets, and massive bosses. One of the most positive things about Skyrogue is its fast-paced and exhilarating gameplay. The game's controls are easy to pick up, but mastering them takes skill and practice. Players can perform a variety of maneuvers such as barrel rolls, loops, and sharp turns to dodge enemy fires and line up their own shots. The game's graphics are also a highlight, with a colorful and vibrant art style that perfectly captures the game's sense of speed and excitement. The game's soundtrack is also excellent, featuring a mix of electronic and rock music that keeps the adrenaline pumping. However, some players may find the game's difficulty to be a bit high, particularly in the later stages of the game. The game can also feel a bit repetitive at times, with a lot of similar missions and objectives. Overall, Skyrogue is a fun and addictive flight simulator game that is sure to appeal to fans of the genre. Its fast-paced gameplay, excellent graphics, and killer soundtrack make it a worthwhile addition to any Nintendo Switch library. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is an action-adventure game developed by TT Games. It features the entire 9-film Skywalker saga in a single game, with players able to play through iconic moments and battles from the Star Wars universe using their favorite characters and vehicles. One of the most positive things about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is its charm and humor. The game's cutscenes and dialogue are filled with light-hearted moments and clever jokes, making it a joy to play for both Star Wars fans and LEGO fans alike. The game's graphics are also a standout, with colorful and detailed environments that perfectly capture the look and feel of the Star Wars universe. The game's open-world gameplay is another highlight, giving players the freedom to explore iconic planets and locations from the movies at their own pace. The game also features a variety of puzzles and challenges to solve, making it a fun and engaging experience for all ages. However, some players may find the game's combat system to be a bit simplistic, with limited moves and abilities. The game can also feel a bit repetitive at times, with a lot of similar missions and objectives. Overall, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is a fantastic addition to the LEGO and Star Wars franchises. Its charm, humor, and open-world gameplay make it a must-play for fans of both, and its replayability factor is high, making it a game that can be enjoyed time and time again. Thanks for watching our video. Let us know which games you're planning to pick up in the eShop sale and any other gaming topics you'd like us to cover. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.